So, what if you woke up tomorrow morning and you were getting dressed for work and you decided to turn on the news and you heard the newscaster say, late breaking news, insurance company blank has just closed its doors? And you realize, oh my God, that's my insurance company. I have a policy with them. What am I going to do? Great, great question. We're going to talk about that tonight. So grab your tea and let's chat. Before we do that, I want to welcome you, welcome you, welcome. It is Tuesday Tea Time and Insurance Tips. I am your host, Sybil Green Padilla. It is a new month. April is here. This is the first Tuesday, new Tuesday. We have new tea times, new topics. So I am so happy to be back and so happy to bring you some great tea tonight. So I hope you have your cup. I am drinking peppermint tea, which is really soothing to close out your day, help you sleep. I have lemon and honey in here, so it's delicious. So I hope you have something good as well. And if this is your first time here, I just want to welcome you. This is a platform that I've been doing for over a year to provide education, need to knows about the world of insurance. I'm an insurance agent myself and broker, and been doing this a little while, and I've found that insurance can be pretty intimidating. It can be overwhelming. Um, it's a lot in insurance, and so I wanted to provide a platform that you felt comfortable with, just like we were having a cup of tea and chatting over the table. So this is why I started this channel, just to provide this education for you so that you can make educated financial decisions for your family and insurance, to meet your insurance needs for your family as well. And to provide a safe place where you can come and ask questions and not feel embarrassed or intimidated in any way. I'm here to answer your questions. You can inbox me, you can leave them in the comments, and I promise you I answer every one. If there's a topic you want me to talk about, let me know that as well. I'll be happy to do that. I know I've had comments about different topics, and I actually did a video on it. So I am happy to do that. I'm just here to provide information for you, help for you. So thank you for joining me. I have several videos. Please check them out. Hopefully you find some of them valuable and helpful for you and your family. If so, I always say only if you find it valuable. Please like, share, and subscribe. That does help the algorithm of the channels, and it helps to get to more people. So please do that. Okay? So we got a juicy topic. Let me squash everything and be quiet, and let's get on with the topic. I know that's what you said. I heard you. So let's get our tea, drink our tea, take a sip, and we're going to talk. Okay. All right, so this is a great topic. As you all know, you've been hearing on the news, Silicon Valley in California closed its doors. Signature Bank is also another one, closed its doors. Wow, who would have thought? These are big, major banks. So as always, when I bring topics, it's because I'm getting the questions as well. So clients are saying, okay, Sybil, what happens if insurance? So I think that's a great question, because anything you're investing your money in, you want to know what happens if it folds. Now, this happens very few and far in between, so I do want to rest assure you that there is safety measures in place for us as policyholders. So not to worry. So we're going to talk about that, okay? So not to be concerned. Now, before we talk about that, I do want to talk to you, those of you who don't have an insurance policy. You have been on the fence, you just decided, you've been watching my videos, and you said, I'm going to do what Sybil said. I'm going to get that insurance policy. I'm going to protect my family. It's my duty, and I'm going to do what she says. And then you hear all of this stuff about these closures on these huge financial institutions, and you say, you get cold feet. Well, I'm just here to encourage you, do it, okay? Don't delay. Get that policy in place for your family. Your family is going to need that. There are some guarantees in place to protect your money, so protect your policy, to protect your family. So don't delay. Go ahead and get that policy, and get it going, okay? So I wanted to leave that in place. Now, I do want to speak to you, continue to speak to those of you that don't have a policy. There are some things that you can do to safeguard yourself from this ever happening to you, from you ever being with a company that closes, okay? Because you can do your due diligence and you can do some research on these companies prior to you signing on that dotted line. You can do all kind of investigations. You can even investigate agents, us as agents. There's state insurance commissioner's office in each state that you can call. You can find out about agents. You can find out about insurance companies. All of that is in your state. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. But I always say, before you sign on that dotted line, do your due diligence. Find out the history of that company. How long has that company been in business? How many years? How do they pay their claims? Look at the reviews. Look at what the policyholders are saying. Are they saying they pay their claims, or they don't pay their claims? So you definitely want to look at all of those. And the best thing I always share is to look up AM Best. AM Best is a great company that actually grades from A to D all of the insurance companies that are out there selling insurance policies. So you can look up AM Best and see what their AM Best score is, okay? I always, when I'm presenting a life insurance policy or any type of insurance, I let them know the grade of that company. Of course, A++, and they go all the way to as low as D-. So, of course, just like no-brainer in school, we already know, go with the A's, okay? Those are your financially strong companies. They're financially healthy companies. They're able to pay their claims. So just like we have credit scores, so do the insurance companies. Just like we have companies that do credit ratings on us to see if we're worthy of a loan, or if we are financially mature, if we pay our obligations on time. How long have we been paying our obligations? Have we missed a payment? Are we late? Well, just like our credit rating, which is usually, I think, 300 to now 900 now, credit scores, insurance companies have credit scores. So go check them out. And of course, go with the strong, the strong ratings that these companies have. Go with the strong companies that have the A++ ratings, A ratings, okay? Those are your strong companies, okay? So now let's talk about those of you that do have insurance policies, and you may be concerned about, losing your money or losing your policy. Well, again, I want to reassure you also that, again, the state has measures in place to protect us as policyholders. I'm a policyholder myself. So State Central Guarantee Fund is a huge fund full of billions and billions of dollars that is there to protect you and I as policyholders, okay? And the reason being, and how they do that, is because, as you guys know, the insurance industry is a highly, highly, highly regulated industry. Insurance companies can't just come into your state and start selling insurance. They have to go by a lot of guidelines, a lot of rules, a lot of regulations via the state. Now, your state insurance regulators or commissioners, every state has them, okay? So all 50 states has a state insurance insurance regulator commissioner's office for the state that you can call. Like I said earlier, you can complain, you can ask questions. That is their responsibility. That state commissioner's responsibility is to make sure that each insurance company who sells in that state is financially healthy, financially strong. They're able to meet the obligations of their policy holders. So be encouraged with that nobody can just walk up in your state and start doing that. They are highly regulated. They have to have reserves of anywhere from 10 to 15% of their sales that they're doing in your state. They have to have that in reserves. So that is required of them. They also are required to contribute 1 to 2% of their profits that they're making on insurance products in your state. They have to put that in that big fund that I was telling you about earlier, the State Central Guarantee Fund. They have to put that. Each company has to put their 1 to 2% into that fund. So that fund has billions and billions of dollars, and that is the reserve for us, to protect us as policy holders. So just to need to know that. Now you have these companies that they sell all over. They sell in all 50 states. Well, they have to put 1 to 2% reserves into that state guarantee fund for that state, if they sell insurance in that state. So if they sell in all 50 states, they have to put reserves in all 50 states according to how much they are selling product wise in that state. So that is good to know. Now, what happens when an insurance company is kind of, on the brink of bankruptcy? What happens is the state automatically goes into rescue mode. They seem to always rescue the banks, right? Not us, right? But they go into rescue mode to, first of all, their first goal is to rescue that insurance company who's going under. Okay, so they first of all look at the reserves they have. They look at where they're at, and their first goal is to see if they can gather up enough reserves and maybe add some in the central guarantee fund to help keep them from going under. Okay, they also can also come in and they can transfer all the policyholders of that company to another company, to keep those policies going. Okay, so they don't have to pay any money back. So they try their darndest. Their first goal is to keep that company going. They'll transfer your policy to another company just to make sure they can keep everything going for you. And if you have to make a claim, they have that with another company who can pay that claim. So that's what their first and foremost goal is. So it's real important. Another tidbit here: if you do have this incident happen, never stop paying your premiums. I know a lot of us say, well, dang, they closed and I'm not giving them anymore. No, the state is working on your behalf. So keep your premiums paid so that you don't lapse your policy, because during all of this, if you lapse your policy, that's definitely not what you want, because you wouldn't be eligible for any type of guarantee or anything, because you wouldn't have a policy. So keep everything as normal. The state commissioner's office will be able to answer any questions. They will be able to give you guidance, directions on what things that need to be done. But first and foremost, they're going to try to make it smooth sailing and transferring it to another company who can take on the demand of that company if they feel like that company is not going to make it. Okay, they would call that company insolvent. That means that company no longer has the financial strength to handle their policyholders or claims that would be filed. So they consider that company insolvent. If they've done all they can do and they can't see it happening, they register them as insolvent, and the company goes bankrupt. Okay, so if they can't do anything else, they can't transfer them to another company, there's no way, they do have a cap of $300,000 that they will pay policyholders. So it's a $300,000 cap. Now I'm speaking of life insurance because I did do research, and there's different caps on different types of insurance, like disability, long-term care. Those are different caps, but I'm just speaking about life insurance. The cap look like universal of $300,000. Okay, so there is some safety there for you. Now I know you're like, well, Sybil, I have $1 million policy. Unfortunately, the cap is $300,000. So your family would have at least that. Okay, I know that's so unfortunate with people that have way more than the caps of FDIC and the the insurance companies, but that's how that works. Okay, so I hope you have found that very informative. I know I can only do so much in the little time that I have, but I hope you found that informative. Thank you so much for joining. If you have any questions, please put in the comments. If you find this valuable, please like, share, and subscribe so others who might be worried about the same thing can get this information as well. And as always, thank you for joining me. Let's grab our tea, and I'll see you next time, next station, next week with some new next juicy tea. So let's drink. Well, you all have a good night. Bye-bye.